Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the Harshi Archive, your go-to space for fascinating stories that connect history, mythology, and spirituality. Today, we're about to embark on an exciting journey through time to explore the oldest to youngest gods of Hinduism. But don't go anywhere, because by the end of this video, we'll uncover a hidden truth that will change everything you thought you knew about the divine. So, let's begin. Imagine stepping into the vibrant world of the Indus Valley civilization, a time over 5,000 years ago. Life was very different, but one thing remains timeless: the quest to understand the divine. The first clues about the gods come from the famous Pashupati seal, an artifact that shows a figure in a yogic posture, surrounded by animals. Many scholars believe this figure represents Lord Shiva, known as Pashupati, the lord of animals. This Shiva is not the meditative, calm figure we see today but a more primal and wild force, representing the untamed forces of nature. Pashupati is the very essence of life and destruction, a god that connects humans to the earth and its creatures. The concept of a god embodying nature is one of the earliest recorded forms of divinity in the Hindu tradition. Interesting fact: many historians suggest that Pashupati was one of the first gods to be worshipped in the Indus Valley. It shows that even in ancient times, people connected with divinity through the natural world, long before temples and rituals became widespread. As we move forward in time, let's zoom into the Vedic period, around 1500 BCE, when the Rig Veda, the oldest text of Hinduism, was composed. During this time, the gods were not just forces of nature, they were seen as powerful, active forces that controlled everything, from the weather to the cosmic order itself. Let's begin with Lord Agni, the fire god, who was central to the Vedic rituals. Agni wasn't just a flame, he was the mediator between humans and gods. Fire was essential for the Vedic people. It was used to cook food, purify, and perform sacrifices. But Agni also symbolized the transformation of the mundane into the divine. It was through fire that offerings could reach the gods. Agni acted as the divine messenger. Think of him like the spiritual postman delivering prayers to the heavens. Now, let's talk about the mighty Lord Indra, who played a central role in the Vedic pantheon. Indra is often depicted as a warrior, a thunderbolt-wielding hero who battles demons and protects the cosmos. Indra's most famous feat was defeating the Vritra, a dragon-like demon who held back the rains. By slaying Vritra, Indra brought life-sustaining rains to the earth. Imagine how important rain was in an agrarian society. Indra's role as the king of the gods was indispensable. Did you know? Despite Indra's prominence in the Vedic period, his role declined over time as other gods, particularly Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva, became more popular. Indra's fall from the top is often attributed to the rise of a more philosophical and transcendental vision of the divine. Speaking of Lord Vishnu, we now come to a fascinating shift in Hinduism. Lord Vishnu, the preserver and protector of the universe, begins to take center stage. Vishnu's importance becomes clear as the world evolves. But did you know that Vishnu's primary role in the Vedic period was not as the god we recognize today, but rather as a force of cosmic order and protection? Vishnu later becomes a much more personal god with incarnations such as Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. Now, let's turn to Lord Rudra, another god from the Vedic period. While Lord Shiva is seen as the ultimate god in many traditions today, back in the Vedic days, Rudra was a god associated with storms, destruction, and healing. He was worshipped for his fierce power and wrath but also for his ability to cure diseases. Lord Shiva is often believed to have evolved from Rudra, becoming the complex, multifaceted deity we know today. Interesting fact: Lord Shiva's transformation from Rudra to his present form reflects the evolving nature of Hinduism, where gods shift from being purely destructive forces to also representing regeneration, yoga, meditation, and peace. Let's fast forward to the Puranic period, a time when the gods we know today in popular Hinduism took on their most recognizable forms. Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and the rest of the pantheon became central figures, not just in the Vedic rituals, but in every aspect of life. The Puranas, written in this period, tell the stories of these gods, their avatars, and the creation of the universe. Lord Rama, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, symbolizes the perfect king and the ideal man. Rama is revered for his unwavering devotion to duty and righteousness. But behind his calm demeanor, Rama was also a fierce warrior, fighting for justice and truth. His story, as told in the Ramayana, is not just a tale of heroism but one that teaches us the value of virtues like loyalty, integrity, and compassion. Then there is Lord Krishna, another incarnation of Lord Vishnu, who is considered one of the most charismatic and mischievous gods in the Hindu pantheon. Krishna is the god of love, compassion, and wisdom. He is known for his playful exploits with his devotees, especially the gopis in Vrindavan. But Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita offer profound spiritual wisdom, teaching us how to live a life of devotion, duty, and detachment from the material world. Interesting fact, did you know that Lord Krishna's childhood was filled with pranks, and he was famous for stealing butter? But beneath this playful exterior, he conveyed powerful philosophical messages, including the importance of surrendering to the divine will. Next, let's talk about Lord Ganesha, the beloved elephant-headed god who is worshipped by millions, especially at the beginning of any new venture. He is the remover of obstacles, the lord of beginnings and wisdom. His story, filled with humor, compassion, and respect, teaches us about overcoming difficulties with grace. One of the most iconic tales of Lord Ganesha is how he lost his head after an argument with his father, Lord Shiva, only to be replaced by an elephant's head. This event symbolizes the power of divine intervention and the importance of humility. Lord Ganesha represents the wisdom that comes from overcoming life's challenges and recognizing that sometimes, it's not about the end result, but the journey itself. Lord Hanuman, the monkey god, is another remarkable figure in Hinduism. His devotion to Lord Rama is legendary. Hanuman is a symbol of strength, devotion, and loyalty. He is known for his unwavering service, even at the cost of his own life. His story teaches us the importance of loyalty and devotion to a higher purpose, no matter the obstacles. Now, here's the surprising twist to everything I've just shared. The oldest god worshipped in Hinduism is not Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu, but nature itself. Before the gods had distinct names and forms, the ancient Hindus worshipped the elements, the sun, the moon, rivers, trees, and mountains. These were seen as manifestations of divine energy, and every aspect of nature was imbued with the divine presence. This means that the concept of the divine in Hinduism predates the well-known gods, extending to the very forces of nature that sustain our lives. It is humbling to think that the ultimate reality, the source of all, was not confined to a particular deity but spread across the universe in everything we see. This knowledge reminds us that Hinduism, at its core, is not just about worshipping gods, it is about connecting with the divine energy that flows through all things. Whether it's the calm breeze or the fierce storm, the divine is present everywhere. So, what do you think about this timeline? How does this ancient connection to nature influence your understanding of divinity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this journey through Hinduism's ancient gods, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Harshi Archive for more mind-blowing stories from history, mythology, and spirituality. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and remember, the divine is all around us. Namaste.